The Couch Steals are brought to you by the VLG Studio, the community for people with a story to tell.
You're now tuned in to the Couch Stealers Anime Podcast.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Y'all already know it's the Couch Stealers. It's the one and only Meister Mikey J.
And it's your boy AU.
AU, what's good with you, baby? How you living? How you feeling? What's going on with you?
It's been a busy week, but today I got good energy. I got some decent sleep last night for the first time in a minute. So you know what I mean? That's always an amazing thing. I love that for myself.
We love that. We love that for you.
School, work,
hey,
anime,
life.
lifing.
We pursuing the happiness in up here. You know, without
pursuing the happiness and
pursuing of happiness without the crazy wife that's over here making me slap Chris Rock on the stage. That's what we doing right now.
Oh, that's his wife?
Yo. Bro, I think she wants a divorce and he won't give it to her. I think that's what it is. If I'm gonna be honest with
you. I feels like she wants him to do it so she doesn't look like the bad person. Does that make sense?
I think so. So here's the thing. I think you're right, but I think the reasoning is wrong. I don't think it's because she wants to seem like the bad person. Because that ship has sailed, bro.
I mean, that depends on how you want to look at it. Obviously we'll never get all the full details and whatnot, but from my perspective, it seems like she's a very self-centered person, and self-centered people don't typically realize things like that. So.
Well,
yeah,
I don't know. The peanut gallery pretty loud on that one, but I think it's because his net worth. She'll get there's no prenup there, so he makes.
There's no prenup.
There's no prenup.
My boy won. He must really love her because
that's what I'm saying. There's no
out of skedaddle.
Yeah, so
fucking daddle.
I think that's part of it. I don't think he wants to give up half his net worth because Will Smith is worth a lot of money, not as much as he may have been before he slapped Chris Rock, but that same night he won the Oscar for King Richard, which he was very good in.
Wait, they do have a prenup or they don't?
They do not have a prenup.
Oh, I thought you said they did.
No, they do not have a prenup. That's why I was like, he won. I was like, I guess he loves her.
No, he lost. He lost.
But that's why they still they still doing the thing. I think that's why they still doing the thing. Is she going out here writing this book talking about how August Alsina and everybody else under the sun? Well, let me not paint their mom like that.
Oh no, bro. Fuck that. Cause I feel here's the thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with some transparency, but I feel as though every time I hear about Jada Pinkett and obviously the media twists things so we can see everything in a certain light as well. But come on, look, we adults. And my overall point is that I just feel like transparency is okay, but man, you be spilling the business about this man in a way it's just did he okay this? It just makes you want to know, did he okay this? It feels like it's just disrespectful.
It feels very disrespectful.
And I think mainly because it's also, I feel like there's no love behind it. Every time something comes up, it always feels like Will Smith is being degraded versus you're bringing up a topic that you went through in the same vein. It doesn't feel like you're putting Will Smith down.
I got you. I mean, I think she's very much, and I love when we just randomly go into tangents like this because we got a whole long show for y'all, but we gonna talk about this Will Smith real quick, just because I think it's a matter of a little bit of self-centeredness, like you talked about, but I think it is someone who is trying to force someone else's hand because regardless of love being lost, love not being there anymore. I mean, yeah, you want to sell your book, and yeah, I can understand it's a tell-all, but I don't know, maybe, and this is just how I would prefer it in my own personal relationships. I would prefer a heads up. If you're going to write it and sell it, whatever, do your thing, boo-boo. I get it. I'm not going to like it, but give me a heads up. You feel me? That's all I'm saying. That's all.
She probably did, to be fair. Who knows? It's all speculation. We only see what we see.
It's not speculation though.
Everything that we have seen though, we could easily just be maybe this is grounds for divorce and he don't got to worry about whatever. Hey, she openly admitted to cheating, so I feel isn't that a way for wiggle room?
Possibly. And I mean, 18 years is up. So
18 years.
18 years is up twice. So
18 years up tight.
I'm just saying. But yo, let's dive into this anime real quick. Appreciate y'all rocking with
Let's
us
get
as
it.
always. You already know we had to, just kind of
I
test
don't
the
even know where the
waters.
fuck that came from, but whatever. We
Yeah, I don't even know how
here.
it came from either. But yo, all right. So the latest JJK episode just dropped. We both watched it. AU watched it before I did because I got a text from AU talking about the greatness of JJK. AU, why don't you tell the people what you're talking about when it comes to the greatness of the new gen anime?
Here's the thing. I am wholeheartedly on board with new gen anime. I think there's a lot of great anime in new gen. The way JJK is going, it will be the best of new gen. I don't see how. I think there are other anime that could come close, depending how everything falls together by the end of everyone's stride. But JJK seems and feels like the front runner. For me, I still have My Hero potentially being like the GOAT of new gen, depending on how everything ends. But the way it's looking, JJK is just like they don't even have to pace themselves. It's full force. They out of the gate. Like I feel like 100-meter dash, and I don't know, My Hero running a different race.
Yeah, here on the Usain Bolt. So wait, let's categorize it like this. What are the new gen anime that would be in the running for this? So JJK, My Hero Academia.
Mm-hmm.
What else would you say?
I don't want to. I guess we can throw in things like Black Clover.
Okay.
I don't see Black Clover being in the running for that, but we'll see what happens because Black Clover has now also decided to transition. Well, I mean, a while ago, transition from releasing very, very, very long time consuming arcs, and just putting out content, and then they're I believe they shut that down if I remember correctly. So it's going to be more like 20 something episodes versus like 80. So with that being done, budget could change, everything could change. So we'll see what Black Clover ends up turning into, because I think Black Clover does have a great story on their hands. I think they just kind of execute things poorly, if you ask me personally.
Well, Demon Slayer's in there. Demon Slayer. And I think Demon Slayer is
I know.
between...
I didn't even get the Demon Slayer. I was trying to think of like the offbeat ones first.
Blue Lock.
You know what I mean?
Shout out Blue Lock.
Blue Lock is in there. I don't think it'll compete with some of the ones on this list at all, personally. I don't know if I want to throw in, the rest of the Dark Triad, because they're like
Chainsaw
still
Man.
Very new. You know what I mean?
Chainsaw Man or
Chainsaw
like Hell's
Man.
Paradise.
Hell's Paradise, and then we got obviously JJK, but I guess we could throw him in there. I think we could throw in Chainsaw Man.
So I think the only one that kind of can have an argument right now is My Hero and Demon Slayer. I think those are the only two, both from a standpoint of impact, a standpoint of financial success, and a standpoint of just, hey, yo, this moment that broke the internet, like type stuff. I think those are the only two that can kind of hold the candle. JJK, one thing I will say this too, Mappa is just throwing out all the eye candy for all the anime girls. And I just find it personally hilarious because every time, it's like every episode, I like from the last like 5 or 6, every time I go on Twitter or every time I go on IG, like all the anime girls falling out for something. Whether it's Nanami, whether it's now Megami's dad, whether it's just Gojo being Gojo just getting sealed and existing. And I saw somebody on Twitter today was going sick
the
because
seal thing.
Yeah, you saw that, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, bro, this man ain't been in like 3 episodes, and y'all got all the imagination. I respect it. But yeah, I think when it comes to the new gen and the way JJK has positioned themselves, like, dude, this episode, it felt like the stakes got raised in a way that was like not subtle, but
it wasn't subtle at all. I think it was just shocking to see it happen in such, not like to see it consecutively, like in the way it did it, because it was like, okay, Dagon just bodied the nigga. He sent them all to Diagon Alley. He mopped them. Mopped them. And then we get my boy Father coming out from the grave. You know what I mean? And then coming out and mopping him.
So the
Now,
thing,
to be fair, I thought about this. Sorry, just side note. The thing
yeah.
about that is, it made sense that he won that fight, though. I'm not gonna lie to you, because he fought Gojo.
So that is where I come in, because in my mind, and I made a note of this when I watched it, Megami's dad is a monster in his own right.
Yeah,
But if it wasn't for Gojo killing him, who is beating this dude? Like, he feels like, especially right now with the way that he's even appeared in this, like, in this scenario, and like how the grandmother's median or whatever
mm-hmm.
medium,
Well,
who
they
like,
did,
yeah,
but
no, they very dead. They very dead. But like, what's it called? Like, Toji came in, like, took over the body, and he's like, all right, now I'm just on just like demon time right now. He on demon time, crazy. And so for him to
understatement.
show up in that way, for him to fight in that way, for him to just completely and utterly, and I want to see what he's doing with Megami. I want to know why he took him out. I think it's because I still don't think he knows that's his son, but I think he's gonna be like, yo, I feel like you the strongest here. So like, what up? Or the potential for being the strongest here. So what up? I just think that the way that they raised the stakes, to your point, they were stuck in the domain. They get out of the domain. After they get out of the domain, everything's like, oh my God, how we get out of here? Yo, is he friend or foe? I mean, I'm happy that it worked out the way it did, because Daganon or Diagon Alley or whatever, he was gonna kill all of them, bro. They was all gonna die in that in his domain.
Oh no, they were gonna get away. They were gonna get away.
You think they were gonna get away?
Yeah. Even Nanami was like, oh, it's too late. They were good. They were going to get out of that, and their shot would have been way better at beating him, because outside of that domain, they were going to win.
I think that although
He said it. He literally said it. He's like, oh, it's too late.
But you think everybody makes it out?
Yeah.
Because I think
Yeah.
Megami gets stuck having to fight him then. That's what I think. I don't think they all get out.
Maybe he's stuck having to fight him, but I don't even think so at all, because he said himself he's gonna preserve his life force. Like, you're gonna say, he's like, bro, I'm risking my life, but I'm not throwing it away. So I don't think he would have put himself in that position.
Which was a bar. That was a bar.
So yeah, I don't think he would have put himself in that position. I think they were all definitely going to get out. Before we even continue to the next segment of that, bro, I swear to God, because the episode before, I didn't realize that this person had like a shirt on. So I don't know why I thought it was Toto. And I wish it was, because it would have been fucking hilarious. These niggas are like, Toto, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
it's funny that you say that. Yo, I just got a wild Dreamcom message to my phone on Twitter. They added J. Cole and was like, yo, bro, we see you. We definitely got a spot for you. So if J. Cole show up at DreamCon next year.
Oh my God, bro. We're not going to get tickets if we don't fucking buy them now. Like,
I know, I was about to say, everybody hyping up Megan Thee Stallion. If J. Cole, Jermaine Cole, Fayetteville's finest, if he shows up, that's gonna be a problem. But it's funny that you say you thought it was Toto. I actually thought it was old dude from the movie. Was it Yuji or Ryuji? I thought it was that.
Yeah, because he been MIA. We were waiting for him to come back. Where the fuck is what kind of side mission on this nigga on?
He's still in Africa with the dude that Gojo bodied in the movie. Apparently, that's the last place the last time we saw them was them in Africa in the movie, and then him in a title credit in one of the openings. I think it was last season. For like,
I know, but where the fuck you at? Nigga, like, you ain't get no message, no memo, no nothing from nobody. Like, nobody said shit. Like,
an email, a raven, a pigeon,
anything, bro. Damn.
Yo, it's crazy because when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, that's a dude from the movie. It's lit. All right, let me see what's going on." And then actually, when I was watching it again, and I saw it, I was like, "Ooh, that's not who I thought it was. This is not going to be good for none of y'all."
Nobody
side he's going. I love the fact they were like, "All right, he's on Demon Time fighting whoever's the strongest here," and he went straight for Diagon Alley. And as soon as he went for my man, I was like, "Bet, okay." I personally would have slipped out while they was fighting. I just would have.
I don't think you could,
bro. Like a thief in the night. I would have told.
I don't think you could. I don't think you could. I think it took a lot just to build it up so he could center that point so they could get out.
Yeah.
So him coming through closed it back up. He probably had to
move
reopen
around.
that shit.
He did mention that they were stuck, so they were just kind of like, all right, well, if he kills dude, then that breaks the domain, so we're good either way. So yeah, you're right. I gotta say this though, as crazy as seeing Toji Fushiguro come back, take the doggone nunchucks away from my baby girl, and like the way that he even like was like,
It
all right, I'm
was,
gonna just
bro. It was so subtly just like it was soft, but it was like, you know what I mean?
you
Like
better
it was
close
like a
it
nudge.
out.
It was a nudge of strength
Yo.
of just like, I don't want to have to tell you to let these go, but you gonna let these go.
I was about to
Bro,
say
that
straight
shit
up.
was hilarious to me. I was cracking I was like, oh hell no. He did not just violate her like that.
All right, man, you better close it soft.
You better close this off.
It was like, so he takes the nunchucks right away from from old girl, sharpens them up. It was the way that like Diagon Alley, when they was fighting, sat back and was like, yo, I think I'm about to lose. And then next thing you know, he's like, oh wait, no, I think I could
Let me just
stab right
hover in the
through it.
air real quick.
Yo, granddad came through with the one arm and was like, bow. All right, nah, you ain't hovering nowhere.
Bro, he kicked him into the fucking nunchuck.
It was the ferocity and the velocity and all the osities that you got with the way my man was beating on his damn drum like he was Nick Cannon, bro.
He was beating his fucking Squidward, Zoidberg ass fucking head all the way to up. Bro, nah, cause he beat him to a fucking pulp. That shit was crazy. And then for us to watch him die as like from via his hand,
Mm-hmm.
to
Yo,
just be
I
like,
love that.
oh,
Though.
I still have like, like he just died, bro.
But I give them credit for the way that they shot that, because to your point, I love the fact that they zoomed in on his hand and his hand was doing the whole like, I'm, okay, there go my life. And when they zoomed, but like when they zoomed out, they was out of the domain. I was like, oh yeah, he's gone.
He's dead. Dead, bro.
Yo, everybody you know. We going back to Will Smith. Everyone you know.
Everyone you know. To even just continue on with that one, bro. Them niggas dead.
Yo, all right. So here's
them
my
niggas got roasted, bro.
Here's
I was in shock. I was waiting for us to talk about this last, because I was like, dog, ain't no way. I was in genuine disbelief. I was like, wait, this nigga that somebody gonna show up. Wait, this nigga's bro, all of these niggas is dead. Listen, if all three of them survive, JJK loses a notch for me.
So
somebody has to be dead there. I'm assuming Grandpa.
I think Grandpa. I was gonna say, because Grandpa also. I'm surprised. Volcano dude. What's his volcano? Jogo. I'm surprised Jogo didn't like complete when he put his hand on his chest. Didn't like hit him with a one final like Kamehameha type.
Bro, look how much trouble they had with Dagon. And he's stronger than Dagon.
He is stronger than Dagon.
So my thing is, like, he probably hit him and was just like, all right, yeah, these niggas is dead. They already have dead.
So when I'm watching it and I'm like you, my jaw's on the ground. Like it just was. I was like, oh, he just showed up. Oh my God, Nanami. Oh my God. Help. And then it cuts.
We dead.
Bro, then it cuts to the girls from the movie feeding the finger of Sukuna to what's it called, to Itadori. And at first I was like, all right, that should be all right. It should be okay. This will work out. Then when Jogo shows up and he pulls out that scroll, I was like, all right, bet they probably got like one or two of themselves. Bro, when he pulled out 10 fingers and then it went to break and they came back to penitentiary and all the fingers were gone. And I was like, this is not a good idea.
This is not good
for anyone involved right now.
Nobody, bro. And we were correct. My boy said he came through and said, you thought one knee was enough? How disrespectful. Bro. He was like, you think highly of yourself, don't you? I was like, oh my God.
It was a moment for me that, like, I haven't had enough interactions, and I'll say this off rip. I haven't had enough interaction with Sukuna for him to be like a high-ranking character in the show for me. I know a lot of people
had to. You really didn't expect that, though? I'm shocked that you honestly did not expect
it's not that I didn't expect it, because I knew he was going to show up. I actually figured after the last episode when the bathroom fight that he was going to show up,
because he was dead and dying. Like, we knew. I personally knew, based off of other anime that I've watched, Bleach, that nigga, he was going to awaken. Like, he lost, nigga, I gotta come out now.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was truly expecting it to happen in the bathroom scene. So when, they giving him all the fingers and everything, and he eating
Giving
them,
him all the fingers,
bro,
Jesus
all the
Christ.
beef jerky fingers, all the beef jerky fingers. And like, and to your point, when Sukuna awakens and, bow before me, the two girls just drop straight down. And my man drops to the knee and I'm watching it saying, I think you need to, and then as soon as I had that thought, shoom, and I was like, yeah, you probably should have bowed all the way down, bro, just all the way. But I have an issue with the two girls. My issue is they went about it the wrong way. I personally think that what should have happened was, instead of saying, hey, we got a finger, we the ones that, and Sukuna even said, he was like, yo, y'all gave me a finger, so like I'll like hear y'all out for like the cost of one finger, whatever. So like, what I think they should have done, as opposed to saying, hey, we want to kill the guy that's controlling Ghetto downstairs, and
Mm-hmm.
if you do it, we'll give you another finger. Instead of doing it like that, I'd have been like, yo, the dude who started the whole thing, he downstairs. Him downstairs.
Flip it. But you got to understand that goes back into their characters, though. They were doing this all for Ghetto. This was a revenge thing. So like, they weren't thinking of flipping something. It was just more like, bro, we finally got to our goal of like, we awakened the one nigga that could possibly kill him. It might be on our side. Like, let's ask for help. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I
they low
disagree,
level
though.
Dumbledore. So it's like
They
you
are.
can't expect them to like make anything less than a low level Dumbledore play.
So I can, in this regard. One, yes, they're low level Dumbledores, but they got this far. They got, and all the stuff that's going on in Shibuya, they got this far. They got two Itadori. They fed Itadori a finger. They're talking to Sukuna. So they've gotten far enough where they've accomplished that goal. Two, they were utterly petrified.
As they should be.
Rightfully
Even
so.
Jogo was like, bro, what the fuck?
Like, rightfully so. They
It
were
was very
petrified.
reminiscent of and I'm gonna take it back to Bleach again, sorry. Not even because, I love Bleach, but it was very reminiscent of Rietsu, bro. When you in the presence of somebody's Rietsu that's just so much stronger than yours, bro, you like a baby and you can't breathe.
I get all of that, and I'm not against all of that. But all I'm saying is, in my head, I would have been like, yo, look, I know I ain't supposed to be here. I know you don't want to be here. All I know is the dude who's starting all this stuff, he downstairs. He wearing a robe. Listen, Sukuna, I'll tell you where the other finger's at. Here, yo, he got the other finger. Matter of fact, I'd have been like, I would have been like,
I don't think that would have worked, because my thing about it is, even if he said, oh, this is the guy who started it all, like, then realistically speaking, he's the reason why he was able to be awakened as soon as he was. You get what I'm saying? So like, I don't see how that would be a thing where it's like, oh, like, this is a bad thing. Oh, who woke me from my slumber? You get what I'm saying? Like, they're happy to be awake. I honestly feel like they shouldn't have like said anything. They'd be like, why did you awaken me or whatever? And I was just be like, well, there's just one dude we wanted dead. And I would have just left it at that.
yeah, it was them extending the conversation longer than it needed to, because Sukuna has a lot of Demon Slayer, Michael Jackson, Muzan. He has a lot of Muzan energy.
Vibes?
Yeah,
Okay.
he got a lot. Not as I think he's a little more little less calculating, little more personable. I think he has a little bit more of a
Yeah, he wants to know. He
that's what I'm
wants
saying.
to know what's happening. Like
I think he has
he gonna kill you anyway, but before he kills you, he wants to have like that moment where he understands why. He wants you to understand why you about to die. I feel like, you know what I mean? And in that moment, he understands a little bit more of who people are in those moments of them trying to save themselves from dying.
hit him with the spark notes real quick. Be like, yo, here's what's gonna happen now. It's gonna be a quick lesson because you ain't gonna be alive long enough for it. So X, Y, and Z about to happen, and there go your head. Because
There go her head.
her head.
Her head, bro. No, I thought he chopped her head off. That first girl, he split her all the way up. Like I don't know. Like, remember Resident Evil, the first one, my boy got split up
by the laser,
by the lasers.
Yep.
Yeah, he did that to her.
So here's the thing that got me, and that is a man's head. I had to get my second Will Smith in there, but
third.
Is that my third? Yeah, that is my third, because I started the whole Jada thing. So Yeah, that's my third one. But the thing about it wasn't the fact that not only did she get cubed up, it was the fact she did. It was the fact that when she got her head cut off, she had that, like, your brain functions was still functioning, and they were sending electrons and neurons, and all them sparks was flying out of her ears and everything. Like, oh wait, my head is flying. And then in that moment, what that feel like to turn into literal cute?
She
That
didn't
turned
feel
into
shit. I ain't
Legos,
gonna lie
bro.
to you. She didn't feel the rest of that. There's no
That
way.
turned into Legos.
There's no way she felt the rest of that. Like, she felt like maybe the initial part, possibly, but like she didn't feel nothing else after that. There's no way.
I personally, when I'm looking at it, I'm like, how strong is Sukuna? How strong is Toji? Because for up to this point, everything we've gotten from JJK has been that Gojo is the apex. He is number one
He's the apex of his era.
of his era.
And
But
it
these
seems as
other
though
two
the
dudes,
previous
yeah,
era was Sukuna.
yeah, and now we about to, and like in that little in between era, that little, that kind of like the in between era we in the NBA right now, the little in between area right there, right in the middle between Sukuna and Gojo. That was where like Toji got to thrive a little bit. And now all three of them are about to be in the same place. Well, at least two out of the three. And I don't know how long Sukuna gonna be able to hold on. I don't know what bro, they gave him like 11 fingers. I'm very
Nah, he said he probably around like 15.
no, but I'm saying in that one moment they gave him 11 because the girls gave him 1 and then Jogo gave him 10. He's now at 15 when he was at 4. How long is it going to take for Itadori to gain back control? That is where I'm at now because Sukuna's fully in control right now. He just is. I think he is. I think he's fully in control. At least for the
he's
next
fully in control, but not for long. Like, unless he gets more of the fingers, then
bro, that's 10.
or he has to make a pact. No, they said it.
He's already made a pact. They already made a pact. Remember before when way back in season 1.
But Jogo even said he has to make a pact to get full control over his body.
Yeah, but I also think the pact that they made has something to do with that, but we don't know because Itadori doesn't remember. He made Itadori forget what their pact was. So he doesn't even remember. Itadori don't even remember. We don't even know. Sukuna's just in there like, don't worry, y'all. I'm biding my time. I'm doing my thing. If y'all get in my way, I'm going to kill you. But otherwise, I'm just going to see. I feel like he about to meander around like Shibuya just to be like, yo, what's going on in these negative woods?
No, I hear you. All right. Like, I don't know. It's a lot of speculation. We don't know what the hell's going to go on, but JJK, the way it's moving, like I said, is moving. And I'm happy to be a part of it. Is lit. This is great.
What was your favorite moment of the episode? This past episode. What was your favorite moment?
Probably Zoidberg getting his whole shit busted in. Like, I don't like it. That's where it really just kind of brought the whole episode to like a flying what the fuck. That was the start of it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was already on the high of just watching this man get utterly bodied in his domain. And he didn't even have his little weasel sword, nigga. His weasel worm. His weasel worm sword.
Ugh. I forgot.
You know what I mean? Like, he didn't even have that.
I'm happy I forgot about that worm because that worm was gross. JJK does a really good job of making everything in it look disgusting. Like, it just really good.
Worm didn't bother me.
No, the worm bothered me.
Wormy worm didn't bother me.
Wormy worm bothered me when he started like curling around him like a snake. That's when I was like, all right, this is gross. Like, what's that new show on HBO Max, Scavenger's Reign or something like that? My brother-in-law put me onto it.
I have no idea what the fuck that is.
It's fire. It's very, very fire. It's basically Space Australia. Think about that. That's
fuck is so you already painted a picture. I'm here, I hear you. But Space Australia is crazy.
Yo, bro, watch it. It's really good, but everything in the show is either really gross or it's going to kill you or some really, really messed up like combination of the two. I remember watching, and there's like 8 or 9 episodes, and I was watching like, I binged it. I was watching like 7 of them. And I was sitting down and I'm like, before I got to Week to Week, and I'm sitting down and watching, I'm like, bro, this is Space Australia. That's all it is. I was like, that little thing, that's not an ant. It can kill you. That big thing, that isn't a big thing that's gonna kill you, but it's gonna step on you. This thing over here, don't drink it. It's gonna kill you. That over there, don't eat it. It's acid. Like, it's just like everything is just gonna kill you. So that's what it kind like the way that they draw the characters in JJK. That's kind of what it reminds me of because it's just gross. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ah, boy, I can't wait for the new episodes. But yo, man, we gonna move on to the next thing I wanted to talk about, and this is something that actually came down last week, and I wanted to get your take on it because you are the Couch Stealer resident, Mr. Bleach, and even though you and I have been pretty much subbed all the way out since, at least for me, I've been subbed all the way out until
I watched dub all the way up until the end of Bleach.
see, I stopped watching dubbed in Waco Mundo. Like that's when I switched back over to Bleach to finish it, where I was, because I said when I picked it back up, I picked it back up where I was, which was Waco Mundo, and I switched over to sub.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
was
watched both.
sub all the way out. You said what?
I watched both.
So it's the dub. Shout out Johnny Amba. Shout out everybody else that over there that does the dub and works on the dub, because the Bleach's dub is actually really good. I'll give it credit. It is pretty solid. But the beef that's come down over the last couple of days, and I know some folks on Twitter have already been talking about this, so this is going to be a big one for us. According to a story on The Verge by Ash Parrish on October 7th, Afro-Latina voice actress Aniris Quinones announced on Twitter that she had been casted as Yoruichi. Now, she's, black character. I think she's, Afro-Latina, voicing, a character of color. The original voice actress, Wendy Lee, who has been, I looked up her track record. She's
a goat. She's a goat.
Yeah,
she's a voice actress goat.
Yeah, low key. Like Bulma in Dragon Ball, TK in Digimon, Faye Valentine in Cowboy Bebop, Twilight Suzuka in Outlaw Star, and that's just naming a couple. So Quinones was taken over for Wendy Lee. There was a bunch of backlash. Some people were like, "Oh, how you gonna take away the original actress?" Da, 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
So much backlash that I think it was Viz. I think who
Viz.
it was. Was it Viz?
Uh-huh.
Viz came back and was like, "All right, cool. So we're gonna switch it back up." So Quinones was replaced by Wendy Lee. Now this is where the story gets crazy. A bunch of people on Twitter came to Quinones' defense and was like, "Hey, sorry to hear about what's going on. Sorry to hear what's happening. Blah blah blah." And then Wendy Lee was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be a Karen real quick. I don't like none of this." And like she started going on Twitter, and like it turned into a full-on Twitter thing with
Wendy a Twitter thing.
It became a Twitter thing with when I got two of the tweets, because there was like 5 or 7 or 10, and most of them have been deleted. But this all went down October 22nd. But I got two of the tweets from Wendy Lee. One, recasting is part of the biz. It happens. It was a scheduling mistake, but interesting to see how quick my colleagues are ready to see me off. And then another tweet a couple minutes later. No, and what position does that put me in? This is the biz. We all get recast at some point. In this case, it was mistakenly done by a person scheduling on October 22nd. And again, that has been deleted. These tweets, or at least that second one, has been deleted. But
that definitely had to be deleted, because that also doesn't look good on Viz if that is the case.
But my point,
that's something you don't just say. But
go
ahead.
No, I'm just saying. But
I'll go in after you're done.
When it comes into this whole situation, like I can, like, Wendy Lee, go sit down somewhere. Like, I get you're a GOAT. I get that you have the voice of many of my favorite anime and have been for a long time. But just because someone is coming to the defense of another person doesn't mean that they coming at you. And this felt like Wendy Lee was like, "Oh, y'all coming at me? Y'all don't want me? Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis," type stuff. And I'm just like, bro, ain't nobody even talking about you. That was my whole thing about it. So since this has all gone down, Wendy Lee has tweeted out an apology, quote, wishing I'm gonna get Quinones' name wrong here. I'm sorry. Aniris, I think that's what it is. Wishing Aniris the very best. I reached out and apologized. Mistakenly assumed my colleagues knew I originated the role and felt unsupported by the disappointment expressed in their comments. R.E. the cast change. Apologies and heartfelt wishes to Aniris. Welcome to the cast. End quote. Now, my biggest thing about that, and from what I've seen, I haven't seen a response from Quinones, but my biggest thing about this is you just kind of put the spotlight on yourself, said oops, and then tried to make an apology after you came at all these people that weren't even talking to you. That is where I got my, like, bro, stay your ass over there. Nobody was talking to you. But I don't know. It's an unfortunate situation anytime we get something like this in the anime community because it gets put under such a microscope and it gets put so loud for everyone to hear. But I just think this was something that could have been avoided if Wendy Lee didn't want to be a Karen. That's just my personal opinion. Like, look at me, everyone, look at me, type joint. So, what you think, AU?
Yeah. Okay. So more than a few things. First and foremost, do I think she handled this incorrectly? 100%. Like, I don't think there's any debate about that. It was handled poorly on her end. I'm happy that she's coming back for the dub. Not to say that I would have been okay either way. Like Bleach, I already won as a Bleach fan. Like I'm already here. I'm already back. So like having Bleach have its return, have it being as amazing as it's been, I'm already content and I'm happy. But I will say from a few different perspectives, and I'll go into this a little bit and try to be as quick as I can about it. One, it did feel weird to not have her be a part of it when most of the original cast for the dub is back.
Mm-hmm.
And for her to be like the voice actor of such a famous like fan favorite for Bleach and not coming back is also kind of weird. So I think it's weird on Viz's part to first and foremost bring someone else into the fold who was also willing and wanting to be a part of it. She had an interview I think on like August 7th or something like that. And she was like, she came in and did some voice acting work for the show or whatever. And then she was also just like, but when does the Yoruichi stuff start? Like she had an interview and she said that like around August 7th or something like that. So she was interested in the role. So I think it's a fuck up on Viz first and foremost to just be like, one, why is she not already on the cast? Two, like it still would have been great regardless to see, you know, a person of color take over the role. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But I am happy that she is back. I do think she fucked up by taking it to Twitter the way she did, but I also do understand her sympathies, understand her sentiment just slightly. Again, she handled things incorrectly, but I do understand her sentiment in a way because it's like she wanted the role, she made the role. You get what I'm saying? There's no one else who's done the role other than her, like the whole entire career. We're talking like start like early 2000s into now. This is like 20 years of her creating this character. So when they released that, you know, she won't be not Wendy, but Aria, I think her name is.
Aniris.
I think it's
Aniris.
Aniris.
Yep.
Aniris to like, I forgot where I was going because I was trying to think of her name. Have someone for also when they release and they're just like, oh, Aniris will no longer be comprising the role type deal. You know what I'm saying? From my perspective, and this is where I said like some of my sympathies go to her. It was just like everyone made it seem was like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, like this is such a bad thing. Where it's just like for her, it's just like I've been doing this role for 20 years and nobody said, oh shit, what happened to Wendy when she was no longer getting the role. So again, she handled it wrong. Like this is not a debate. She went full Karen mode and she didn't have to go there. She could have just been like, listen, on the side, handle it professionally, especially considering they're still both voicing characters on Bleach.
Yep.
So that has to fuck up the dynamic to some degree. Like, why I won't even be in the same room with you when you over here hating on me like that? But yeah, just happy to have her back. She went about things incorrectly. I do understand her sentiment to some degree. She's comprised this role. She is Yoruichi, if you ask me personally. And I think one of the things that really probably ticked her off is like somebody was like, they were like, Anaris, you'll always be Yoruichi to me. If I would have read that as AU after I did a role for 20 years, low key, I'm like, nigga, what?
So my thing about it is, and here are a couple things I want to touch on that you said. One, you are right; they are still both going to be a part of the cast, which I would personally like to be a fly on the wall for that. But that's just because I'm messy and I like
side eyes.
Yeah, I'm a little messy. Quinones is going to be doing the voice of Hiyori, I believe. So I think that's where
she is.
Yeah, so she's still staying in that realm. But my thing with
she
Wendy
does that.
Lee,
she does that very well, by the way. I love her voice acting for that.
My thing with Wendy Lee is the fact that there is a precedent for this, especially coming out of like, you know, the pandemic and all the racial, I guess I don't want to say change because how much stuff really has changed, but I think all the bringing a lot of, you know, the racial temperature in this country, like straight up in the people's faces.
Mm-hmm.
in 2020 coming out of everything that was going down. There's precedent for this because I think about like Big Mouth.
So
When
do
Big
you
Mouth
think there
recast,
was a precedent for Quinones being the new face of Yoruichi because of that pressure?
yeah, yes, I do. I think that's where it stems from because you
Mm.
think about it like this. Think about it like this. Remember when Jenny Slate was Missy in Big Mouth,
Yes.
and then they
And
recast
then they
her.
recasted her. Yep.
Yes, and I love the woman they recast her with. She's a chick from the show The Bear. Oh my
I didn't
god.
watch. I haven't watched The Bear. I will get on it at some point. I will get on it at some point. I just haven't
Oh,
watched it.
you must. You must. Bro, must watch The Bear. The Bear is, it's like, I mean, I think I told you before, it's like anxiety, but it's like anxiety from like we're in the kitchen. Oh my God. So Ayo Edebiri is the character, the woman I'm thinking of, but she got recasted as Missy because she's a black woman and Missy's a black character. And they're gonna do Hank Azaris from The Simpsons, who stepped down from doing characters like Apu and doing other, like, so that there is precedence there for a move like this. I feel like somebody didn't read their emails or somebody didn't,
Something went awry.
something in the
Something went awry
communication,
back there.
something in the community. Now, I'm not saying that to condone Wendy Lee because she's a Karen in my book. Now, I'm sorry. I
Oh
know.
yeah, no, we're on the same page. There was no reason for her to act the way she did. It just
And
it
then that,
didn't make
the
sense.
apology feels half-assed. That's the other thing too. Like, it just feels like, oh my God, so many people got mad at me. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean anything by it. It's like, yes, you did.
I personally don't even think that like she was apologizing to anybody but Quinones. Personally, yeah. I don't think she was apologizing to anybody else.
Yeah, but in my head, why you got to go to Twitter for that? If you're apologizing,
I agree.
If you're apologizing directly to the person for something you said, why apologize on Twitter? Apologize to the person directly. And if you have to tweet something, if you literally are sitting there on your Meek Mills and you have to tweet something, all you have to do is, I talked to her, we're good. Please respect please continue to watch Bleach. Like, it doesn't need to be our, it doesn't need to be our information.
Like I don't even think Viz released a statement at that point. Yeah, I'm not sure who released it first. I think it might have been Quinones who actually released that she was no longer going to be voice acting Yoruichi before Viz even got to it. So
yeah, I got the timeline here as the tweet from Aniris Quinones came announcing that she had been cast for Yoruichi, came on October 7th, and then she tweeted out that she was no longer going to be voicing Yoruichi on October 21st. So there was like a day, maybe half a day of people coming in. Oh my God, what happened? Are you okay? I hope everything worked out. Da, da, da. And Wendy Lee's sitting at home, like, you know that gif or that meme with like the white lady's looking outside in her blinds, and she just gets so angry and starts shaking the blinds. Exactly what I saw in my head. I was like, she looking at her phone, looking outside, shaking the blinds. I'm gonna show all you
motherfuckers.
It was so uncalled for. And for me, somebody that when I look at something like that once again has nothing to do with you, I get it. You were iconic in this character. You were iconic in this role. But like I don't know. It's like when people like it would be like if somebody was Billy D. Williams was upset when they recast Childish Gambino as Lando Calrissian. Nah, man, I'm always been Lando. I can't be old Lando. Like, no, you can't be old Lando right now. Just let this new era come in. Like, go away. Stop. Like, I'm not trying to take money off of nobody, food off of nobody's plate or money out of anybody's pocket. But at the same time, I feel like you're kind of ruining a moment that was meant to be so phenomenal, not just for Quinones as an Afro-Latina voice actress, but for the fans. As someone who, like Mr. Bleach himself, has been waiting for decades for this to come back. Has it been decades? Was it over a decade?
It's been a little over a decade.
A little over a decade for this to come back, and now you coming back with all this drama. Like, again, I'm messy, so I love the drama. But why are you coming back with all the drama?
Nah, 100%. It was messy. It was a whole messy situation, and the mess could have just been left away from the fans versus like having it be aired out there. Again, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not happy to have her back. Like, because I originally I didn't even realize that they switched Yoruichi because this happened like a few weeks ago. I just didn't even realize. I've just been away from everything. So I guess for me, it's like they're ending everything as it started. If they made the switch for Yoruichi halfway through Bleach, okay, whatever, cool. You get what I'm saying? But for it to be like the last arc, bro, I would like to see the original dub crew together as much as possible to finish everything up.
So I mean, like in this situation, more than one thing can be true.
Yep, agreed. And this is a
Wendy,
situation where more than one thing is true.
yeah, like Wendy Lee acted like a Karen, and she's a Karen in my book now. But also, whoever is running the whole production on like the English dub for Bleach, y'all got to work on your communications. Y'all got to work on your emails, smoke signals, whatever it's going to be. And I hate to say this, but like, sorry for like Aniris Quinones getting thrown into the mix where she genuinely was just like, "Hey, they gave me Yoruichi, cool, all right, nice." And now it's
and
like
then
all
like
this
2 weeks later, after you did all of this, like, oh, you can't do this no more.
Yeah, like what?
You already put time in. Like you already put
How I get
time
fired on
in
my
this.
day off.
I hope she got compensated to some degree. That's what I want to know. You get what I'm saying? I want to know if she got compensated, because she
Like,
didn't get compensated, because she technically they basically got rid of all of the work that she did. You get me? So like, is there compensation for that? I feel like there needs to be.
That's a good question. And
you still put in time for that role. There has to be some type of something for that other than her just being, Hiyori.
And again, it's not difficult. She's already there. She's already on payroll. So just slide them extra bills into my check for Hiyori, and just all the work I did for Yoruichi, just slide that money right over to me. That's I feel like that's fair, but Lord knows if fair is going to really work out. But yo, AU man, I'm glad we got to talk about that, because that kind of burned me up a little bit when I read it. I was like, why this chick acting so crazy for? But yo, shout out to definitely Aniris Quinones for all the great work, and all the voice actors that be out there. Because like, if it wasn't for English voice actors, we wouldn't have gotten into anime the way we have. That's just a fact. I'm a sub person now, but I did start as a dub, and I feel like we all started as a dub. That's just what it is.
I definitely think we all started dub.
Because I don't know about you, I wasn't coming home from school watching Dragon Ball Z in subtitles. I just wasn't. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I just wasn't. But yo, man, one thing that I am excited to read the subtitles for, we finally made it, AU. Attack on Titan.
Bruh.
After and matter of fact, I saw something. Hold on. I saw something specifically. Hold on, because I got you right now. I saw something specific because I wanted to get the timeline of when the episode is going to drop. So I had the full layout of the episode name, title, all of that jazz. It is season 4. It should make me laugh every time. Attack on Titan, season 4, part 3 of episode 2, the final episode. Again.
Bro, again. Oh my god.
It really is the anime
Attack on Titan, final episode, part 7. Like, come on. Who left the fridge open?
Yo, shout out to everybody that watch and rock with Tropic Thunder. But yo, it's coming out earlier than I thought. It's set to release November 4th, which is Saturday. At 12 a.m. Japan time. So here in America, we're gonna get it, I believe, in tomorrow morning. So it's gonna be. I'm looking at the dates here. Attack on Titan timing release, and they got it literally for Japan, Brazil, U.S., India, China, France, Spain, Philippines, UK, South Africa, Australia, Space Australia, Mexico, Russia, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, China, Italy, Germany, and Turkey. So one of the big things here is going to be like when it comes out for us, which is, I believe, 10, 11 a.m. tomorrow, which I'm tight about because I'm going to be at work. So I got to like duck spoilers the whole day through. But are you excited? Are you excited at all, AU?
I'm not excited, bro. I'm going to watch it, obviously, and I hope that it's as amazing as it's supposed to be, but I can't say I'm excited. They crushed the excitement for me a while ago. It's been too long. Like, I watch it now, and I still enjoy it. It doesn't take away from like my enjoyment, but obviously you enjoy things more when you're also excited for them. So like, I'm not excited, but I'm gonna watch it. Obviously,
is there anything that they can do that will bring you to a point of being like, wow, that was one of the greatest anime I've ever watched in my entire life? Is there any way they can end this story in a way that, even after all the delays, even after all the crap, even after all the story, even
delays, all that like aside, you know what I mean? I still think it is one of the greatest anime. I won't take that away from it just because, they pissed me off with delays.
I mean, part 2 of part 1 came out, a year ago? And then part 3 of part 4, part 1, episode 3.
Squared by 2.
Yo, it's like, for real, why are we doing math watching anime? Like, this ain't Dr. Stone, bro. Like, what are we doing? But for real, like, I think I'm excited to get the ending of this story. You put me on the AOT. Shout out you and Black Kensai. Y'all were the ones that put me on AOT when we were still in college. That was like 2013 ish, I think, somewhere around there. And I remember it specifically because I was at your crib, I was spending the night, I was on the couch, I was watching an episode, and I remember you and Black Kensai both said to me, "Don't get attached to nobody in this show." It's like low-key Game of Thrones, don't get attached to nobody. And I was like, what you mean? And then Aaron got eaten in episode like 4. And I was like, all right. I remember going to bed that night after that episode ended and being like, you know what? This some bull. I was like, this is some grade A BS. I'm upset. What is going on? And so to go through the entire ups and downs of AOT, the shout out Team Aaron. We in this, like, I'm Team Aaron. I will always be Team Aaron. And unless they do something to Roy, that's why I don't think they're gonna give me an ending that I'm cool with. I'm very excited to see how the ending's gonna go because I'm Team Aaron all the way. Stop him out like we listen to Kirk Franklin. But the reality is, this is kind of a moment that we are not going to be able to get fully because of how long it's taken, but I still want to acknowledge it as a great moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm just not excited for it. I recognize maybe when I'm watching it and I'm there in that moment, I'll be fully ready to be like, oh shit, we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, like me, I don't ever get excited about trips until I'm on the airplane.
Really?
So yeah, I never get excited about trips until I'm on the airplane.
Even when we was throwing them back in the middle of a Newark airport while we was waiting for our delay, really?
But that's what I'm saying. That's the same thing. I'm at the airport. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm there. I'm waiting for the plane. Like, that's what I mean. I don't get excited until like those moments. Like, I'm not even excited in the car on the way to the airport.
I got you. Nah,
so maybe it'll be like that in this instance. I'm not too sure.
Well, you got an hour and 26 minutes to figure it out, bro. Hour and 26 minutes. I don't know if I'm prepared for like that. You know, and part of me wishes they would have put the doggone thing in the theater because I would have loved to go see that movie theater. Why is it not? Like, if they ended... So here's the thing. If they ended this... I know I'm already complaining, but if they ended this with a movie, the amount of money they would have made putting this joint in the movie, and also it would have bought them a little bit of good grace with the community because nobody would have been tripping about it being episode 1 of part 3 of part 2, episode 4, carry the 1, you know, multiply by 3. So if they put it in the movie, we get the movie treatment, hour and a half, we sitting back in the surround sound, put that motherfucker in HD, high definition, put it on the IMAX with the Betamax and all of that good stuff. Like, come on.
I don't know.
We using logic in a place where logic doesn't exist, and it's pissing
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist here. Like, I don't know. I feel like we've had movies from other anime. You get what I'm saying, about less in the movie theaters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We can't get the final episode in the movie theaters, bro.
The final episode,
I think that would have got me excited.
So here's the other thing. This is an anime for a lot of people that got them into this world. Like AOT, we're looking at AOT's been around for 10 years, 9-10 years now.
AOT so is definitely like a big, I would say maybe like people that are like, were like 10 at the start of AOT. This was what probably got them in the anime.
Absolutely. Like, you think about it, we was in college when it went down. I think that was what, like sophomore, junior year, maybe junior. Yeah, it was junior year, I think. Junior going into senior. But when it first came out, the crazy thing about it was, like, if you are a freshman in high school, you are 14 years old. You are now 24 years old. You got bills, responsibility, maybe even got some kids. You have been along with these Titans and Aaron and Mikasa and and Armin and everybody this whole time. And now you get to sit down 10 years later, bro. If they mess now, I'm getting upset because if they mess this up, I'm gonna be really tight.
Yeah, man, that's why I said I'm not excited. I'm not going in with anything. I'm just gonna watch this shit and let it be what it's gonna be. And if it turns out to be this amazing thing, then I'm happy. But if I go in with expectations, the level of ferocity I will have will be just insane.
Yo, I'm dead. But yo, we're gonna talk about it next week. We're gonna break it down and everything. So make sure y'all check that out. AU man, we about to slide. We got no hot take this week, but before we do, one quick thing that we'll do in replacement for hot take. Hot take will be back next week. I was looking, and this just came to me after I was looking on Twitter and on IG the last couple of nights. I couldn't sleep. but old school anime openings, not like the ones that like we, you know, there's certain ones that we have that are like, okay, cool, like Neon Genesis and everything like that. But I'm talking about the anime openings that was like on Toonami with like the English dub and everything. Like,
Yeah, we definitely got to go with Every Heart in Yuasha. Like, that's a goat for me. That was a goat
okay.
for me. It was nothing like waking up in the middle of the night and just hearing Every Heart, bro. Like, I'm over here about to cry, just like. And
The worst part about it is that we all had that same experience. Like, I know that's like a running joke, but everyone has legitimately done that at least 3 times.
Woken up in the middle of the night and just heard, you know, come on. Come on, man.
Yeah,
and you also had some bangers, some classics.
They did. They really did.
We gotta go with the OG too. You know, the intro for the You're a Messy Squad.
Hey man, Smile Bomb's on mine.
We gotta go with Smile Bomb.
I listened to Smile Bomb and I know it's kind of getting a resurgence. I was listening to it like 2 days ago. I listen to this every time it comes up on my screen, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on just me being on Facebook, where anytime Smile Bomb comes on
I'm listening
any device,
to the whole
I am
fucking
listening
song too.
to it. Yep. Thank you.
Whole song, no skip. I will never skip that.
I got a couple ones here that I definitely got to get your take on. Outlaw Star opening. Loved Outlaw Star's opening.
Outlaw Star opening was good.
But you know, I love me some Outlaw Star. You ever heard the Digimon Frontier opening?
Yes, I have.
Bro, it makes me want to go back and watch the series because I didn't watch season 4. I kind of dabbled in season 3 and kind of dabbled in season 4, but I was really Digimon seasons 1 and 2. But like Digimon, that was the one when they were like actual Digimon, like Digimon.
Yeah.
Beyblade, bro. Beyblade. Let me tell you something. The Beyblade soundtrack.
Yes. Okay,
the Beyblade soundtrack does not get the credit it deserves. The Beyblade soundtrack was so fire, bro.
And get back up again.
Bro, he said it eat ground and get back up again. Come on, bro. Everybody, man, I'm about to go find my Beyblade right now. And the last one I had here was, and this is kind of like a, do you consider anime? Do you not consider anime? Code Lyoko.
Listen, it's not anime, but listen, old school soundtrack. Code Lyoko's opening is fucking goated.
Here we are going far to sing
all that we love. Come on, yeah.
Bro, it was the computerized
Yes.
Oh my god, man! I'm about to watch that now. I'm about to definitely watch some Code Lyoko before we slide out, bro. After we get out, because I said I got time. Now I'm gonna edit this up and sit here and put on some Code Lyoko. It also felt like that was a show that felt a little fever dreamy.
It did.
It was such a stark difference in animation when they went into Lyoko. I used to remember being like, I remember watching it one time. I was in Mississippi visiting my grandmother, and I was like, is there something in the water out here? Like, I was just so confused. But yo, AU man, we about to slide. Appreciate y'all rocking with us as always. You already know. But you got anything you want to leave the people with?
You already know.
We get up out of here.
You already know. It's always room on the couch.
Always. We got some announcements coming for y'all. Maybe next week, but just be on the listen. Be on the lookout for that.
Next week.
I think next week. I think we should have something for them next week. I definitely think so. But as always, listen to us wherever you get your podcast. Rate us, review us. Check us out on socials, on Twitter, on IG, and on TikTok at Couch Stealers. And subscribe to the Couch Stealer YouTube and hit that notification bell so you know when we drop something brand spanking new. All right, y'all. We appreciate you as always. And we outie fi doughty. Always room. Convention season is upon us. Whether you're hitting the panels or hanging out with your favorite content creators, planning for faster, more efficient hydration is essential. Liquid IV has you covered while you prep that cosplay, get ready for your favorite events, and recover after the weekend. So AU, what do you love most about Liquid IV?
Now, listen, I don't get hangovers, but I do wake up extremely groggy. That is not a joke. I do wake up groggy, but I do not get conventional hangovers. I'm tired. I'm groggy from the dehydration. Liquid IV is one of the things I buy every time I'm going to drink. Maybe one before I go to sleep. Maybe one when I wake up too. Honestly, it keeps me refreshed, keeps me hydrated after a night of going hard.
Yo, I appreciate that, man. One stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. It comes in 12 delicious, refreshing flavors to keep your hydration routine exciting. It contains 5 essential vitamins, including vitamin C with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. Made with premium ingredients, it's non-GMO and free from gluten, dairy, and soy.
Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code CouchStealers at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code CouchStealers at liquidiv.com.